Previously on Welcome to Show.
They're zombies.
They're zombies.
You want to call them a bunch of different things.
I want to call them zombie.
Yeah,
Living
they're
Dead?
zombies.
I want to call them zombie. Or was it dead cold pussy?
It's probably dead cold pussy. No,
You think
back
so?
in 1938, old school
we can
stuff.
discuss that. We can discuss that when we get into the mechanics of the zombie.
Oh,
later.
okay.
Oh, God.
I did a little bit of research. I don't know if you guys did any research.
Of course we didn't, dude. Why do you think that? I think it just... Actually, I don't know why.
Deviants, welcome to show. I am the Clitoris, and I am here with...
A drunk gooch?
And the drunk Devo staff.
And we are the Social Deviants, who are here today to continue our discussion of
Zombie.
the genus zombie
Yeah.
of the undead.
A few more beers and I'll be a fucking zombie.
No, you won't. That won't happen. You're like the
True.
antithesis of a zombie.
That's true. Yeah, that's
exactly.
true. Yeah.
You have nothing but energy.
Let's think about this.
Okay, take that back. You'd
Let's
be a
think,
Dawn of the Dead
let's
zombie.
think about this. He's big. He's dumb.
Well, you know, I'd probably I'd be like one of the bloaters from
He has
Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, you would be.
Bloater! Yeah, that'd be me.
With like drool coming down on your shirt.
No, it's like, and their gut just explodes.
Yeah, and then you got green bile all over your face, and all the zombies are attracted to it, so just gang rape you.
That'd be me. It's called me the gooch, the bloater.
Do you guys? I just wanted to. I have a leftover question from the previous pod that we didn't get to. How do you guys feel about the proliferation of running zombies? I think the idea that a zombie actually couldn't run was like what separated them from a human in a lot of ways.
I
right?
touched upon this in the previous episode where I mentioned something how like the freshness of the death, like if you're like recently dead and you come back to life, then maybe your body is a little bit more, like the muscles are still
Yeah,
there.
they haven't
So
atrophied
maybe
as
you
much.
do have that ability to run. But when you look at most zombies, they've been dead for a while, and like the rigor mortis starts to set in and stuff to where it's like, I don't think the body physically had the ability to run. I don't like the running zombies.
But I think it's a function of making the zombies a bit more
Frightening.
frightening,
Yeah.
make it more scary, and make it so.
Because it is really scary.
Because even in the Dawn of the Dead that was released back in the 70s, I mean, there were fresh zombies there too.
Yeah.
And they were still slow. They were stronger,
Yeah.
but they were still slow.
But like, even though you look at The Walking Dead, when Rick and Shane are face squaring
Devo's
off,
crying right now. That's why he has
I'm like, and like
I thought the pod was going off a cliff there for a second.
Shane was like he could whoop Rick's ass, right? And Rick ends up he stabs Shane to death, right?
Well, I mean, Shane is the Punisher. I mean,
Right. But like Shane,
Right,
Shane ends up dying, but then he comes back, and like immediately he goes from like this badass like hardcore motherfucker to like this like mindless or like, and he's like twitching and like wobbling towards Rick. It's like he immediately became this sort of like stupefied, like sort of like rigor mortis type zombie, which made no sense to me because minutes earlier he was in this physical battle with another dude at full strength, and now he's just like a and I don't remember if he got like blasted or like he got his head cut off or what, but it's like it was such a sudden like change in physical ability that made no sense to me.
I think my biggest issue with the running thing, first of all, I think it's awesome just because it is more frightening when you do watch a movie that they could run at you. But
It's definitely different.
But I think that the one thing that kind of like if you want to pick nits, like Devo just did, is that if their brain functionality has been severely reduced by being a zombie, then how can they process all the things that they would need to process as quickly enough to actually run at someone? And especially in Dawn of the Dead, the 2004 remake, they're like running really
They're
fast,
sprinting.
sprinting, and then they're like changing course and running and doing things very quickly.
Yeah.
That supposedly that's a big reason why a zombie couldn't do something.
yeah,
because
motherfucker-
their brain does not work quick
Motherfuckers
enough.
running like fucking routes in football and shit, dude. It's what they were doing, dude. Seriously, dude, there was a guy. I remember in one of the zombies in that movie, there was a guy that had no fucking legs, and that fool was just with his hands just
Going crazy.
We're just going full out. Corpse gone. I mean, his legs gone, and he's going full out with his arms just bolting with his arms. And you're like, okay, I'm afraid of this guy because this fool is moving faster than I am, and the fool has no legs.
I think the thing is they weren't stupid in that movie, and they
Well, I think-
they were singular focused.
Yeah.
Their focus was
okay.
to get the people and eat them, but they were so attuned to it that they could run, that they could do this. It's just,
I mean,
it was a bit of an antithesis towards other zombie forms.
Singular focus,
But that's
yes.
what I thought,
I think they're still pretty stupid, but singular form, I agree.
Yeah. I'll put it like this: a zombie that runs is about as what's the word I'm looking for? About as useful as a vampire in the sun.
Unless you're Bob Pattinson and you bling.
Yeah.
You should have seen Devo's face. It was utter disgust.
I was like, Robert. Oh God.
So that brings me to obviously that was vampires, but zombies have become so normative now that like it is almost like, granted there are still a lot of just pure straight up horror zombie movies. Then there's like zombie scary movies, which I think are slightly different.
Yeah.
And then there are the zombie gory movies, and then there's the comedies, Shaun of the Dead. Then there's I think, and then there's the romantic comedy, which was Warm Bodies.
Yeah.
There might be some other ones that have existed. I know that there's like straight comedies, which are like Zombieland.
Yeah.
And I think that it's one of the reasons why this is possible is because the zombie isn't stupid anymore. The zombie is more human-like, especially in Warm Bodies, especially in Zombieland. And there's this idea that you can sort of mitigate the regression that the human body takes as far as like a Night of the Living Dead type zombie. You can mitigate that and you can make yourself more human-like. And that way you can have a story that is about a zombie character from the perspective of a zombie character, and then the zombie becomes not this horror creature, this scary creature. There's just a little bit something different about them, and then they become an allegory for someone who's like the ugly duckling, or someone who is like an unacceptable foreigner in some land or something like that. And you can construct a story that is very similar to those types of stories. And basically, the zombie is just as popular as the vamp. I would say he probably is even more popular than the vampire right now.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah.
For sure.
Because
dude.
fucking Bling Bling fucking killed it for everybody.
And I think that's like almost astounding, considering like the vampire was the way that the vampire exists now is like seductive to humans. People want to be a vampire.
Right.
The weird thing is that the zombie is so popular, but who really wants to be a zombie?
Right.
I think even the most like romanticized version of a zombie, you still would rather just be human.
Yeah, no one wants to be a zombie. Like in that TV show, iZombie.
Yeah.
Yeah. The chick still looks hot. I mean, I'd do her.
Hold on. Let's get into this now. Devo asked if the pussy was warm.
I don't know if the pussy's warm.
Okay,
but
so let's just you would.
Dude, she's hot. I would.
Okay, as a human, but if she was really a zombie,
No, she's a zombie.
so you'd be necrophiliac.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
I
you
would.
would. You sick fuck.
Dude,
As Lou just said earlier, if we're going to cut hairs here.
dude, they don't know. A lot of people don't even know that she's a zombie. That's how a human like. They just think she's God.
So now it's gonna be like, oh, you know what? You're dating this chick and you're like, oh, she's cute and everything like that.
I would just say she's
and then
God.
all of a sudden you're like, oh, your neck is a little. No, it's okay. And then you fucking reach down her pants one day and she has a wang. And Gucci, you know what that's like, but. Now, then you're talking about all of a sudden you're gonna reach down.
Why does the wang have to be in this? I don't understand.
I'm a dude. I'm not a woman. I'm a dude. Now it's like I'm not even a human. I'm a fucking zombie. You okay with it?
As long as that's
You got a little surprise for you.
As long as that's a vagina.
Or what if it's all fucking all shriveled up like a prune?
You know, I wouldn't know.
It's all petrified.
If there's no moisture down there,
It's like
you're
fucking.
not getting in.
It's like fucking 280 ply fucking sandpaper. So it's like,
KY Jelly's gonna come with the zombie version.
It just crumples apart as you stick it in.
Ah, God. God.
It's like taking a paper of seaweed and just crumpling.
Have you guys ever
It's like
seen-
fucking a used cigar.
Have you guys ever seen zombie babies? Has a zombie ever had a baby?
Yeah.
Don't you
In
remember?
Dawn of the Dead, right?
Dawn of the
So it
Dead.
was a zombie baby.
Oh,
It was
man,
a
that's
zombie
crazy.
baby.
That's
So could
nuts,
that
though.
zombie baby grow up?
No.
No, I don't think so. I don't think it can grow.
Was
anyway.
that baby actually a zombie? It was never
Yes.
dead.
That thing was a
Oh,
zombie
so
baby.
it died as a fetus
Yeah,
and was already come back to life.
Yeah.
So it would just stay a fetus forever?
yeah, that's
Yeah.
what it would have been. It would have been those things of nightmares from.
It would just like jump on you and shit
from,
like that.
from Silent Hill, fool.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
Don't
that's
even
what it
bring
would
it
have been. That's what it would have been.
Those little crying fire
Yeah,
babies.
the thing of nightmares.
Shit scared me in the theater.
That was a good movie. All right, so where are we going with this? Clint?
Okay, so let's get into our top 5 zombie
All right,
movies
here we
of all
go.
time.
This is what we're talking about.
And I think what we're gonna do is let's start off with some honorable mentions from each of us, like we
All
did.
right.
Like we did.
All right, I like
and,
this, yeah.
And then we'll get into our number 5s.
All right.
All
So
right.
Gooch,
All
go
right.
ahead and start off with a couple of your honorable mentions.
All right, so everyone out there listening to this podcast here. Obviously, we aren't zombie experts here, so this is what we
No,
have seen.
Gooch. We are fucking
With
zombie
whatever,
experts,
dude.
goddammit.
We're talking about fucking a zombie bitch in a fucking pussy and wondering whether or not it feels like a
Gooch,
fucking used cigar
Gooch,
or
if-
sandpaper.
If zombies,
Okay.
if that chick looks like a human and she's
That's
a zombie,
because-
Dude, she's hot.
She's gonna need a zombie.
How do we become
gynecologist, okay?
experts? We have to study all aspects
Yeah,
of
exactly,
zombie life.
exactly.
So we're doing a top
including-
5, right?
including
all right,
sexual
all right,
intercourse.
All right. So my honorable mentions are, let's see here, Day of the Dead, 1985. I like that movie. It was an honorable
It's
mention.
fantastic. film.
Okay.
I would say the Resident Evil series.
Series?
Doesn't make your top 5.
No.
None of the movies.
Series?
Well,
Just
one-
say Resident Evil 1.
No, because
Because it had a great soundtrack with
First
Marilyn
of all,
Manson.
Resident Evil 3 is the worst zombie
yes,
movie ever created.
no, there's been some worse, but that one's pretty bad.
It's horrible.
Because 1, 2 isn't bad, 4 isn't bad, 5 is terrible, 3 is terrible.
You consider them zombies.
Some of them I do,
Okay.
not all of them.
There are at least zombies.
There
in it.
are some.
Okay.
I mean, when she's fighting her clones with fire, no, those aren't fucking zombies.
Ooh,
She's like burning up birds and fire.
Question. Would you consider RoboCop a zombie?
They're now. No, of course not. He's a fucking cyborg. But you're right. He's a
cyborg zombie.
He's a resurrected human. So
Yeah.
He's
there you
cyborg
go.
zombie.
There you go. So no, I don't consider him a zombie. So what I was at. So that was the Resident Evil series.
Are there zombies
World
in
War
Star
Z?
Wars?
There's a book series.
Zombies in Star Wars?
Yeah, so it's called Dead Harvest.
Yeah.
And then what was weird is like after that I had the idea of like, oh, what if there's a Jedi zombie, and the guy that wrote a sequel which is a Jedi becomes a zombie.
So World War Z is another of my honorable mentions.
Oh, I forgot about World War Z.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's fantastic.
It was actually a really good
I
film.
love it.
Yeah.
Really good film.
So all right. So that was 3 of my honorable mentions. So I'll start with number 5 of mine.
Oh,
no, I'll go my honorable mentions.
All honorable mentions are all honorable mentions.
So here are my honorable mentions.
I told you I was gonna need more beer.
Oh yeah, we all do.
Zombieland, the first zombie movie to gross in excess of $100 million.
Okay.
2009.
I like Zombieland. So
Bill Murray's in it.
I
too.
love Land of the Dead.
Oh,
Leguizamo.
that's
Ooh,
right.
Land of the Dead. Hold
Yes.
on. Land of the Dead. I don't
With
remember that.
Asia Argento.
Yes. That's good. I like the movie.
And Dennis Hopper's in that too, right?
Yes, he is.
He is, yeah.
Land of the. I don't
Yeah.
like that one. I remember.
George Romero. He did the movie.
It doesn't matter.
That was his, no, that well,
wasn't
that
his
ended
last
up
one.
that ended like
I
at
think he made
the
two
point
more.
they poised it as his last zombie movie, but he
2005.
obviously made I think a
gosh.
few more after that. Yeah.
Oh gosh, this one. Yeah.
I mean, okay, Warm Bodies, the Resident Evil series. Okay, Maggie, which is that Arnold movie I told you about, where her daughter turns into a
Right.
zombie.
Right.
Yeah.
Planet Terror is a good one. Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah.
I have a couple questions for you guys about a couple other honorable mentions. We already established you don't think 28 Days Later is a zombie movie. You don't think Evil Dead is a zombie movie?
No, I do not think Evil Dead
Doom?
is a zombie. No, I don't think Doom's a
Okay.
zombie.
Okay, here's another one. Prometheus. They were zombies. They died and they came back. There were zombies in the movie.
That's just stupid. No, of course I don't think that's a zombie movie. That's
But
no.
really?
But they were zombies. Were they
I know
not?
like when that
I
guy.
mean, it's not a zombie movie, but they were zombies.
To be honest, I don't think he actually died. You're talking about the guy that got infected by that weird.
There's a couple people that did that that got infected like that. I think
right, but they
one.
got infected by the black stuff, right, and stuff like that. But
no, they died.
I don't know if they died. I think they just got infected. It was like
I wouldn't consider it a zombie movie because of what it all eventually leads to.
Yeah, it's a sci-fi
It doesn't
film.
lead to a zombie. It leads to a xenomorph.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pet Cemetery.
Ooh, yes. Actually, so
I think it's too niche.
not too niche, but like you think about it, it's a ritual. It's a spiritual ritual, and it comes back more like a magical sort of thing. And it's
a fucking
zombie.
cat, dude.
It's a zombie. No, it's a little boy. It's a zombie / maybe demonic possession.
Did Cujo die?
No, Cujo was just he had rabies.
Oh, okay. Okay. Here's another question. Here's Prince of Darkness.
Bullshit.
What's that one?
It's a John Carpenter film where like the devil like impregnates his woman, but like he has like this like legion of undead. It actually scared the fuck out of me.
Legion of Undead.
Kid.
No.
There's another movie that actually has zombies in it very briefly, but it's not a zombie movie, but it's a really good movie and it has zombies in it. Cabin in the Woods.
No, I
That's a
don't.
good movie.
I thought that thing too, but like, no, I don't think so.
Okay.
Because it has werewolves and it has
Dude.
Yeah, but that's like the darkness. You know,
What about what's that Will Smith movie?
No, because those are vampires.
I
no, they're not
Survivor.
in the movie. In the book, they're vampires. In the movie, in the movie, they're
what
zombies.
is it? I what?
I Am Legend.
I Am Legend. Yeah.
But that's not one of my honorable
I don't.
mentions. It is a zombie movie.
Because
I wouldn't
even in
put it
the
on
Charlton
there.
Heston version, I don't think there's zombies, right?
No, they're vampires in Omega Man.
Omega Man.
They're vampires.
And in the book, they're vampires. But in the movie, the Will Smith version, they're zombies.
Okay.
That's just dumb.
But they're zombies, are they not?
No, I know they're zombies, but that's
Okay.
just dumb.
Devo, honorable mentions.
So for me, Night of the Living Dead, obviously, it's the one movie that kind of started.
Which
everything.
one?
What?
No, the original. Night of the Living
1968.
Dead.
Can
Yeah.
I stop you before
Yeah,
you
yeah,
continue?
sure,
I have
yeah.
one more honorable mention.
All right.
Name alone. This goes on my list. I never saw the movie. I don't think any of you guys will have ever seen the movie. It's from Japan. So just take that into consideration right now. There's some twisted bastards. The name of this movie. You wanna know the name of it? Big Tits Zombie.
Oh, big tita zombie. Oh, yeah, big tita zombie. Look at the big. Oh, she with the American flag. Huh. We should do it.
That would never happen in America.
Oh, I'm sure. Yes, it would.
Oh, it would be a fucking porn.
Yeah.
This is not even a porn.
Dude, they made an ET porn. In
Oh,
the 70s.
dude, you know what this looks like? This looks like that.
Sucker Punch.
No, that video game called Oka.
Odisika
No, Oka.
Let me see.
What the hell is it?
Dude, there's gonna be some people that are gonna listen to that shit and they're gonna be like, "This fucking guy."
Okanamase. Fuck, what the hell is it called?
All right, Devo. Night of the Living Dead is one of your honorable mentions.
Night of the Living Dead. I know we haven't categorized it as a zombie movie, but 28 Days Later, still it's
a great film.
and to me,
100% a great
it's
film.
even though it's not a zombie movie, it's still better than a lot of other zombie movies.
Oh, I agree.
The way that they constructed it and the way that they told that story is very much a zombie movie.
And,
it's just the mechanism for why these like creatures do what they do.
Yeah.
Is like Gooch is determined it's not a zombie,
Yeah.
but they're essentially zombies.
Well, you know what? Everyone else is a zombie movie. I don't believe it's a zombie movie because I'm a purist. So
no, I agree with you.
No, yeah, no, I agree
I'm
with
actually
you.
agreeing with you, but it is like
No,
It's presented as a
no.
zombie
If
movie.
someone that doesn't know about zombie movies, like this is a zombie movie.
What's the Timothy Oliphant movie? Like where he goes into
Oh, that's a good movie.
where they go and they're like all these people that are acting crazy. They're not zombies either, but it's like a
What the
like a
movie is
government
that?
like a Soylent Green type thing.
Ooh.
Fuck, I cannot think of the name of it. I'll find it real quick here. Go ahead
and
and keep talking.
then finally Resident Evil. You know, like it's and only the first one. But there's so much about that movie that I don't think I like it so much as a zombie movie per se versus the fact that there's more about that movie that I like. Like I think it was a very well executed video game adaptation movie. Great soundtrack with Marilyn Manson. The acting was fantastic. You got Mila Jovovich as the main character, Michelle Rodriguez, other supporting characters. Didn't that movie have stars? Nemesis in it?
No,
Or
that
is
was part
number
two.
I think that Yeah.
That was part 2.
That's part 2.
Was part 2, yeah.
Yeah, okay. But I mean, still, like, I remember. I think
Dude,
we saw
Resident-
the movie in the theaters,
The
right?
funny thing is that there's so much good stuff in Resident Evil, and very little of it actually has to do with the zombies.
Yeah.
Like the cool stuff in there is like the technology cool stuff. Like when that dude gets like sliced up with the lasers.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That video game I was telling you about, Onechanbara.
Uh,
It's pretty much that same thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Where it's like it's scantily clad Japanese girls fighting a bunch of zombies.
Yep.
That's what it is. Anyways,
So those are my own honorable mentions.
The movie I was thinking of is The Crazies, which is actually a remake of a George Romero movie,
Okay.
also called The Crazies.
Yeah.
that was a good film.
They
by the
weren't
way.
zombies, but it's very zombie-like.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Fantastic film.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really good film.
Okay, so Gooch, number 5.
Let me get my list here because I was looking at scantily clad anime chicks. All right, here we go. All right, so number 5, the movie that started it all, Night of the Living Dead, 1968. It's a great film, by the way. I mean, it's
Groundbreaking.
It's a social commentary about racial,
Yeah.
injustice or whatever you want to say. But it's really what that is. And the backdrop of this, apocalyptic zombie outbreak. But it's an amazing film. And anyone that wants to watch it, and watch the black and white one, because I know there's a colorized version of it. But
Well, it was the 1990 version.
no, but there's actually a colorized version of the 1968 one too. But it feels
Yeah, they've done that to a lot of movies.
it feels cheap.
Yeah.
Watch the black and white one. It's really, really good. And of course,
especially considering the genre.
oh yeah, exactly.
The genre is even better when it's black and white.
And seriously, it really is. It really is because you don't see some of the bad makeup and all of this bad
Dude,
stuff. And
in Dawn of the Dead, like all the zombies are blue.
yeah,
It's just
in
like,
the 1971, it's just so bad. Are we going 5 or just,
Okay, so
Yeah,
my
5
number
all the way
5 is I don't think my list is going to be that interesting. I
don't think any of ours are.
But my number 5 is World War Z. I just thought that
It's a good film.
It was a really good film, and it was. We have this running zombie thing, but I don't think that there's a movie. I think this is really the only one where the zombie outbreak was addressed all over the world.
Yes.
And I think that was very unique for the film. Obviously, Brad Pitt did the movie, so that was also interesting to see someone of his caliber say, "I'm going to do a zombie movie." If someone would have said Brad Pitt's doing a zombie movie, I would have said, "Really?" The mean? But
the book
did
was
it.
good though. I mean,
Yeah.
the source
But the book has nothing to do with it.
I know, of course, I understand.
Which is weird because the book is fantastic.
Yeah, it was so much better too.
Yeah.
But
And there's one scene in there where he has to forget where it was, but he was looking at the zombie face to face or something like that.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And if you could do some research into this movie and look and read up what how they changed the script. And some of it they changed after they had already shot some stuff. So some scenes that they shot didn't even get in the movie because they changed the script, so they didn't need to do that scene. But if you read some of the stuff that was supposed to be in the movie, actually, and I think they're still supposed to make a second one.
That's
yeah, I
a
believe
rumor,
so
yeah.
too. Yeah.
But it was actually I would have thought made the movie even better because there was a story where his wife was supposed to Matthew Fox, is that the guy's name from
Yeah,
Lost?
yeah.
His character was supposed to sort of blackmail his wife into having sex with her to protect her and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then he was supposed to and then the next movie was supposed to be him landing in Alaska and fighting his way through the whole country to get back to Florida to meet her. But they obviously didn't do that.
Brad Pitt?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But they obviously didn't do that. So I really like the movie a lot. It's my number 5, but I think that the movie could have been even better.
Yeah.
More interesting, more episodic.
My number 5 is Zombieland.
Fantastic film.
Woody Harrelson,
Great
fantastic. Michael Cera, whatever.
Yeah.
Emma Stone,
oh,
Bill Murray.
Bill
Played
Murray.
himself.
Yeah, it's
Zombie Bill
fantastic.
Murray.
Probably the greatest cameo ever.
yeah.
But one thing that's great about that movie is that what I love about it so much is that it's a lot of the things that they do when they're going, house to house and they end up in Bill Murray's house and they're playing with all his money, drinking all his food or eating all his food, drinking all his drugs. That's stuff that I would envision myself doing.
Yeah.
There's nobody around. It's there's all these empty houses. It's they touch upon it a little bit in some other TV shows and some movies and stuff, but it's they focused on it for a good portion of the movie. Even what's his name, Wichita, or what was Woody Harrelson's character? He's I want a fucking Twinkie. So they find the hostess truck turned over, and he goes over and he's I'm looking for the Twinkies. Just the fact that he could go through one of those trucks, go through all the candy in there just to find the one that he wants. It's that's the sort of as weird as it sounds, liberation, freedom that you only get in a zombie apocalypse, and that's one thing that movie focused on. And it was really fun.
I really think that that's the allure of the zombie apocalypse angle to the zombie.
Yeah.
Is that you sort of have this reset of the world.
Yeah.
And that's intriguing to people because then people think, well, all the rules have been taken away.
Yeah.
But everything is still there.
Yeah.
And I can do what I want.
Yep.
There's no limitations. And some people take it the Negan crazy way where
Yes.
like it becomes this oppressive thing that human
Yeah.
beings like oppress. You go back to a way in which there's the systems to prevent people from getting oppressed are demolished, and you reestablish this oppression, right?
Yeah.
Or you can go this way where it's this, like you just said, the liberation,
Yeah.
where there's no one to stop you anymore, and because of that, you can do whatever you want, and it's liberating, but also it lends itself to, like this movie does, great humor.
Yeah.
And it would have been my number 6. It would be my number 6 if we were going 6 deep.
Yeah.
Fantastic film.
Well, hold on. I gotta go pee.
Oh, good. Well, you're.
For a second. And then I'll just edit all this shit out. Oh, God.
Okay. Ugh.
I forgot. I was. Oh, the mental disease thing was like they mentioned it was like catatonia,
Oh, was it?
very similar to it.
Yeah.
Like some people would consider like clinically, the zombie-like state is a state of catatonia.
Yeah, being catatonic. Yeah.
Do you consider the creatures in Michael Jackson's Thriller zombies? He's a werewolf at one
I
point,
know
but then
he's
he
a
turns
werewolf.
also into a zombie,
Yeah.
right?
Well, okay, so
They came out of the grave. He didn't, but they did.
yeah, I'm assuming.
No, actually, I take that back. The werewolf was him in the movie,
in the movie, yeah,
in the theater.
in the theater, yeah,
And then
he's like
when he was a real person, then he became a zombie, but he never died.
no,
But all the other ones came out of the grave.
and for some reason at the end of the movie at the end of the video, he like turns around, he has cat eyes.
So he is a werewolf.
I don't know what. I mean, it's cat eyes. I don't know what the hell that means. I would consider him zombies, like the John Romero zombies, because the John Romero zombies can't come out from the grave.
Yeah,
So that's the. I mean, and that's the zombies they were emulating.
that was always my problem with the Resident Evil 2. I think when they came out of the grave, and like
That was stupid,
I
because
was,
that has no-
I was like, what did they do? They dropped the virus in the ground.
No, that's fucking.
It doesn't even make sense.
It doesn't make sense. No, that's my problem. And no, in the game, no, because in part 1 it's fine because there's no debt. There's no. Like,
Well, it was-
there's inside of a
Yeah,
closed
yeah,
area.
yeah, exactly.
So like all the T virus killed everyone and brought everyone back.
Yeah,
And obviously the specimens that were already there.
was it airborne in that movie?
It was airborne in that movie.
See, it's not airborne in
No,
the
it's
game.
not. It's not airborne. Yeah,
It doesn't really matter.
it doesn't matter. I mean, like it's airborne in a sense where. See, that's the thing. So, the people
But if
died
it's
in the
airborne, then it could get someone in the ground, right?
It could, yeah. But the problem is, like, I don't know. I mean, if it escaped into Raccoon City, then I would escape all over the world. Well, it did escape all over the world, and that's why.
Yeah, but
Yeah. Just give me a nooner. You try a polliner. It's good. Oh yeah. It's interesting. It's interesting. A double Bach.
I haven't felt as good as I feel right now since a couple days ago because I have beer inside me. It's fantastic.
Chuds is an interesting one.
gooch inside you? That makes you feel even better.
No, that would be.
You want a bloater inside you?
bloater?
Or whaler? Oh, it does be worse.
All right.
We just had an interesting conversation that it'll be fascinating to listen to.
Okay. Don't tell me about it. I'll listen to it on the
Okay.
playback.
All right. So where were we?
You're gonna
You're
start
gonna do
off by
number
saying
4.
Number 4. All right. My numero cuatro is continuing on George Romero's first 2 films. It is The Dawn of the Dead, 1978.
Okay.
I absolutely love this film. To this day, it actually kind of frightens me the way everything is portrayed, because if you watch them in order, everything at the end of part 1 of Night of the Living Dead, everything seems to be okay.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Dawn of the Dead hits, and everything literally shit hits the fan.
It's hectic.
It's hectic. I mean, they're talking about the whole United States being under this, this threat of zombie apocalypse, right? And they show like the biker gangs being able to survive because they're ruthless and stuff like that. It's just so funny, and it's a great. I actually love it again because there's a black dude, there's the white chick, and the other white
cop.
dude, the white cop, and they're ultimately the three that survive. And they have a choice. The choice is to leave the safety of their mall, or leave to find another place.
Yep.
And ultimately they leave, and they do. And the funny thing about this one is that they do land on an island, and they show that they're happy. That's the crazy thing about this one.
Yeah.
You know?
But that's the
1978 one.
But that's the theatrical ending.
Theatrical ending, yes. It's
The original plan ending is much different, much
different,
darker.
yeah, much darker, yeah. Of course.
Defend the idea that like when they're in the mall, the zombies are walking around. This fool's like literally just running in between them like he's a football player.
Hey,
I mean, it's terrible.
It's terrible. That is terrible.
But the whole idea is the fact that they're not smart.
Yeah, no, these are like the.
But it looks audacious.
Yeah, it
now,
does.
right?
No, and that's one of the reasons why they changed it in the new one, because it really is audacious. But I mean, you got to think about zombies that are. I mean, they're atrophied, they're dumb, they're stupid, they don't really know what they're doing. I mean, honestly, what's more dumb? Them turning around and just grabbing you? Why couldn't you just kill them all?
You know what? The other weird thing is that the zombies in that movie, they're very dry.
Yes, I mean they're very blue.
And nowadays, every time you see a zombie, they're very like moist and decaying, and like there's like liquids coming out of their mouth and everything. They're not dry.
And you know my answer to
I think it's just because it makes it more disgusting.
No, my answer to that is something called budget.
Yeah.
It's plain and
so
simple.
So like the
Plain
Dawn of the
and
Dead.
simple.
So if you're gonna,
I don't know about Day of the Dead, but Dawn of the Dead for sure. Like
Plain and
you
simple
look at all the zombies. Like most of them, they're just people painted blue.
Yeah, it's literally nothing but.
so if you're gonna
budget.
fuck a zombie, it's definitely not gonna be a Dawn of the Dead 1978 zombie, because if they're dry like that, they ain't gonna be no moisture in the.
But I'll take a blue dry bitch over a fucking rotting
Yeah,
gooey bitch.
If she's got a regular body, she's just blue. Just get a little vegetable oil down there.
What
Put
do
a
they
Twi'lek hat on her?
No, what do they do? What do they do in what is it called in the Kill Bill Part 1? Is get a little bit of Vaseline.
There you go.
Yeah, because this bitch is dry as fuck. Yeah, just do that.
All right, Clinton, you're number 4.
Good God. My number 4, Day of the Dead. The original.
Okay.
Not the garbage new one.
Bob.
The idea that zombie, they taught it how to speak, I think, and they taught it to not attack people.
Yeah.
Just that whole idea, to me, puts it on my top 5, because that I don't think that's ever been. That was the first time that was ever broached.
Yeah.
That idea. I mean, obviously, maybe back in the Haitian, the legends, they probably talked. I'm assuming, right?
No, I don't think so.
They were slaves
in Zombie. Like it was just eyes open.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really, really interesting, fascinating. And I think the good thing about that movie is they didn't go too far into it. They just introduced it,
Right.
and then it like sort of got cut off. So it really left you thinking. And correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if it was Day of the Dead or the original Dawn of the Dead. The scene where they go on the helicopter to the island, and the girl, there's like an alternate ending where the girl jumps up into the helicopter.
That is Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah, that's the alternate.
Because
that ending is
because in Dawn of the Dead, so it's the three of them, the white cop, the black cop, and then the white chick. I think she's a news reporter or something, but the white cop ends up getting bitten early, well, not early, but about midway through.
Yeah.
And they're taking care of him, and it gets to a point where he turns, and then they take him out. But then it's the black cop and the white girl, and they're trying to survive, and it gets to a point where it's like, all right, we're going to take the helicopter, we're going to fly away. In the theatrical version, she gets in the helicopter waiting for the black guy. He comes up, he's karate kicking all the zombies and stuff like that. They get in the helicopter, fly away. But in the original ending, he doesn't make it. And so all the zombies start going on the helicopter. And she's like, well, I don't want to become a zombie. So she looks at the propellers, jumps up, just
Yeah.
blood everywhere.
Yep.
I remember when I had
That was a
seen
great
that,
one.
it was just. I mean, that's just so dark.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
It's
like
so
like
dark.
imagine ending a movie where it's like your main characters are like,
There's
well,
no point
We're like,
living.
oh,
there's no
wow.
point living.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yep. The zombie apocalypse is a great thing.
Number 4, Devo.
So my number 4 is Return of the Living Dead.
Oh, this is a great film. It's
like
so funny.
it's a campy B movie, but there's so much about it that I think it helps. There's so much about this movie that is the staple of what we think a zombie is.
Yeah.
You know, we see the first sort of skeletal zombie, we see the first talking zombies. We see, I think, the first like half zombies. We see things other than zombies coming to life.
Yeah.
Like there's a part in the movie where the chemicals are going through this office, and the office has like dissections of animals and like butterflies, you know, pinned to a board and dead insects and stuff, and all of them come back to life. So that tells you that this chemical doesn't just affect humans; it affects all creatures. And the comedy in it's amazing. There's a super hot, sexy scene where this goth chick is.
I was about to
dancing
bring
on
that
the tomb. She's so gorgeous,
Yeah.
so
It's
sexy.
like this punk bitch. Yeah. It was so sexy.
I was
It's
trying
like,
to, I was trying to be nice about it, but
like,
he just
I'll-
comes like this fine bitch, punk, whore,
Dude, she's
slut.
hot, dude.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it.
Oh, true.
but
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for being drunk
Well, it's
and
not
being
like it's,
belligerent.
it's just like Gooch saying, "Well, it's not like you're gonna fuck a hooker and kill her."
Although I'd fuck that zombie goth bitch though. She was hot.
in iZombie.
Okay,
yeah.
maybe-
No, in
Hold on. Question.
in
Gooch,
Return of the Living Dead?
Return of the
Hold on.
Dead.
Oh, yeah.
She's super
Well,
hot.
Yeah,
Gooch,
but at the
question.
time she wasn't a zombie.
No,
Question for
even
you.
if she was a zombie,
If-
I'd still like her.
Gooch, if the hot zombie chick,
Yeah.
if by fucking her you became a zombie, would you do it?
Ooh, you have to give up your humanity.
You know
That's
what?
an easy answer. No.
No, you know what? Rigor mortis makes the shit stay hard all the time.
His dream is achieved. Harder than 2 minutes.
I'm proud to say this is my friend.
So here's the thing. Rather than investing in some what's the blue pill? Viagra. He'd rather become a zombie so he can have a fucking permanent hard on.
But then you'd have to get killed while you still had the hard on.
No, it's rigor mortis. Well, it's just like, you know,
Well, no, that's not how
Yeah,
it
but then
works.
there's no blood going to be rushing to your shit. It's not like
Yeah,
there's
that's
a
not how it
fucking bone
works.
in there.
So you got to have a hard on when you die. So you got to make sure you're.
Well, I
you're-
mean, I just pull out my arm, he's put it there and shit. You know, he's like gonna stick.
Well,
it in.
here's the thing. No, you either got to be in the middle of fucking, or you got to be jerking off, and then like maybe shoot yourself in the head
you
or
guys are
something.
saying that like I would get it when I'm actually having intercourse with this female, right?
Well, no,
And
we're talking
what if-
about you getting-
You're gonna die right
what,
then.
what if I you know, I'm doing it for 2 hours. This
Okay.
this is the chick, and I die within those 2 hours.
This was talking about being an Iron Man. He's fucking a zombie chick.
Why do you pull out 2 hours?
I'm just saying.
What wrong human being fucks for 2 hours?
That shit.
Well,
I'll tell you right now.
Hey,
you
hey,
fuck a
hey,
zombie.
No human
it's not-
man
it's
or
not-
woman
Hold
wants to
on,
fuck for 2 hours.
hold on a second. I'm talking about fucking a zombie. Why couldn't I fuck
She's
for
not-
2 hours?
She's not going to withstand that.
Well, she's a fresh zombie though. She was pretty hot.
You're gonna be sitting there
Number
trying
three.
to.
Good,
You're gonna be
number
sitting there
three.
trying to fuck the zombie. She'll be like, brain.
Hey, brain, like shut up, bitch.
You're all, what? You want to give me head?
No, I wouldn't do that.
Would you eat her out?
I don't know. I don't think about that. Would do that.
If I was a zombie, obviously.
Well, once
would.
I was a zombie,
Yeah,
I'm like,
then-
I wouldn't stop.
But if I'm a human, I'm not gonna sit there like lick rancid meat.
It's fucking a month-old lunch meat.
Wizard sleeve.
All right, so just
Number
continuing on with the more comedic zombie movies. I thought this was a great zombie film and a great comedic film. It's Shaun of the Dead.
Yep.
Shaun of the Dead continued on with the zombie tropes. You know, the same ones that Return of the Living Dead had. You know,
Yeah.
the guys that zombie that said brain. Even the guys that said that, like, they'd walk out and they're like brain.
Yeah.
They'd be walking out in the middle of the zombies, and the zombie's like, yeah, that's a zombie. He's saying brains.
One of my favorite scenes in the movie is when Sean is going to the corner store to get an ice cream.
Yeah.
And he's just so oblivious to everything. He walks outside his house, like everything around him is disheveled. Like the kid that's normally like bouncing a ball out there is like laying in a blood of pool.
Yeah.
You know, he walks to the store. The guy that actually runs a place, like
This fool just said laying in a blood of pool.
what?
Laying in a pool of
blood, whatever. Doesn't matter. But like the idea is that like everything in this guy's normal life is just completely upside down because everything's been zombified or like been affected by zombies. And he just walks down the store, buys his thing, and leaves the money there. Comes back like nothing ever happened.
Well, it's just like when probably pretty much in the next scene where like they find that chick in their backyard,
yeah.
And they're like, oh, this chick is smashed. What is she doing?
I think she's either drunk or high out of her mind.
I'm like, they're like,
junkie.
hello, honey, hello.
Yeah. Then they realize what she is, and they're like, oh well, how do we kill it? And they're like, they're trying to throw records at her.
Oh, yes. At first she's like the chick is like, and like she's like she wants you. He's trying to get at you. I'm like, I'm sorry, I have a girlfriend, and he pushes her, and she falls back onto
on like that little spike.
I know on the spike on where you put your umbrella.
This what?
It's
the hanger.
No, it's the the bottom part of the outside umbrella because it's like a tube, so you can put your umbrella into it.
What are you talking about right
That's
now?
what it is. That's what they falls into. Anyways, because
Is
it's
this
like
a British
it's
thing
like
or
a
what?
fucking pipe that comes out of it, and
So,
she's like, and they're like,
She's like Arnold and shit.
and she's like, but it was great. That's my number 3.
It's so good.
That's
So
a
good.
great film.
My number 3, I Am Legend. I just think it's a great film, and technically they're zombies. Even though I know I wouldn't consider it a zombie film per se, it's a great film that has zombies in it. They're technically zombies, and it's an apocalyptic film, obviously. And I know that the original... I don't know why they made them zombies in that movie. They should have just been vampires. I guess maybe because the story would be like the dynamic of those beings would be way more complicated if they were vampires because they're like essentially humans in a lot of ways. And they tried to make them not humans in that in that movie.
I don't know. I think it was.
But what I'll say is the original book. If anyone's out there, you should go and read the original book.
It's really good.
Omega Man?
It's called I Am Legend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Omega Man was like the first film iteration of I Am Legend.
Yeah,
but the book is actually still it's like Richard Matheson. I think it's crazy because it's like he's in LA, I think actually, and he like is in his neighborhood, and there's like vampires around. It's an apocalypse, right? And at the very end, they like come in. He's like trying to kill these vampires and stuff like that, and then they come in and they take him, and then they take him to this facility, right? And they basically tell him the whole world is vampires. You're one of the few humans left. And we had you in this situation, so we let you stay in this situation, and you proved us right. You humans are violent, and all you want to do is kill us, and we can never live with you. So now we have to exterminate you. So they like used him as like a social experiment to see like how he would respond.
So crazy.
It's so really. It's a really good and
so good. If they really made a movie like that,
it was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Omega Man tried to capture it, and it was.
Yeah,
And
I remember they brought they introduced the one black chick to Omega Man, and then like it turned out like she was a vampire and like she was the one that turned him over.
Yeah.
And but like
it's the same thing in the book very closely.
Yeah, but not in the Will Smith movie.
No, the Will Smith movie.
Yeah.
It's just,
No, it's totally different.
Yeah, it was very different. But it was still
a
a really good.
The
movie.
whole mannequin scene in I Am Legend
is
like,
amazing.
Yeah, what was the name that he had for the mummy?
I forgot
mannequin?
the names, but like he wanted them to just talk to him.
Yeah,
he was just so
and
alone.
like he would go to like the record store, like the movie store, and he'd just sit there and like talk to them. And then like that one time when the vampires or the zombies start like to attack him, like they start moving it around, and he's like, "What are you doing out here?"
Then they trapped him. Remember?
Yeah, and like he's like he gets so tweaked out the fact that one mannequin is in the middle of the road, and like he just has so much focus on it, like. That's when they take him over.
Yeah.
The weird thing is in that movie they and we can continue after this, but the weird thing is that movie they put forth this idea that some people are like invulnerable to the virus. Whatever makes people a zombie, there's certain people out there that aren't susceptible to it.
Yeah.
Right.
And like obviously this doesn't exist in The Walking Dead, and it doesn't really exist in any other zombie things, but it's another interesting thing that I don't think that they've really explored very much in zombie movies outside of I Am Legend. I'd be curious to see some media, some show, or some movie.
I'm sure there's one out there, but like a mainstream one, I don't think so.
Yeah. That's the closest we have. Number 3, Devo.
Oh, my number 3 is Dawn of the Dead, the new one.
Okay.
Number 3.
Kind of low.
But still, like
It's on the list. It's on the list.
It's on the list for
Okay.
sure, and it's it's in the middle of the pack, but it's such a good movie. All the acting is great. The representation of the zombies, the fact that they stay true to the mall setting was really important to me. Once they get out of the mall and they make that crazy like zombie killing van or whatever it was, it's kind of like weird or whatever. But it's such it reintroduced the zombie to everybody, but it made them like the super hyper crazy zombies. So it's like it is what it is. But
it was groundbreaking for sure.
Yeah, and just the fact that the very beginning of the movie too, when what was it? What's her name? Anna Pauli or whatever.
Sarah
Pauli, and like her and her man, they're in the room, and like the neighbor's little girl comes over, and like she just launches at the guy and like rips his neck out. It's like, oh shit,
that was awesome.
Yeah,
it was like the Silent Hill moment where
things got real like right at the very beginning. So
that was really good.
It's from that moment on, like the entire movie just fucking nailed it out of the park. And what actually cements that movie to me is the fact that we all saw it in the theater, but we were at the mall watching the movie.
I was going to talk about this.
And then when we come out of the movie at the end of the movie, the mall is just completely empty.
Yeah, it was
and
crazy.
So like it was just like from going from an empty mall zombie movie to an empty mall in real life was just like, oh, what's going on here?
Good. Number 2.
My number 2, I'm going to continue on with the comedy zombie movies, and that's Zombieland.
All right.
I mean, I absolutely love this film. And obviously, the twitchy young kid is whatever, right? But like, when I was watching this film, what I thought of it was like a Zombieland meets Smash TV. The way the way it's portrayed, right? So the way they kill the zombies and the way, like how, you meet these people in this apocalypse, but you don't want to make bonds.
Right.
And that was like, I was like, that's crazy. I mean, you'd want to make bonds with people to feel something for them.
Yeah.
But in this one, it's like, no names, just places, we're going to meet here, going to leave. And the zombies, the way they kill them, the comedy, I fucking love this film.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite zombie films.
Yeah. And that's really weird too. It's like, you think about like, you look at The Walking Dead, where it's all like I mentioned earlier, it's about zombies and community. You're building community. But this one is like, I don't want to know you.
I don't want to, exactly.
My expectation is you're going to be dead tomorrow.
Exactly. You know what? If you're here just to help me for this moment. If you're going to screw me in any second, I'll screw you first, and you're fucking out.
That's and that's crazy.
That's crazy to me. It's nuts. That's honestly, that's how Americans do it. Like but in humanity, humanity tends to form together to be able to overcome an adversary, to overcome difficulty. And this one is like, fuck it. I'm here, you're here. We can help each other now, but if somehow you slow me down, I'm going to kill you.
Yep.
And you're out.
Yeah.
And it's crazy the way they think of it. Clinton?
My number 2 is really my number 1 movie, but since my number 1 is actually not a movie, so I'll say, like, as far as zombie movies go, I think this movie is perfect. It is the best zombie movie ever made, and that's the new Dawn of the Dead. And I think that we've talked about it already. Devo talked about it. I think that from the beginning, where it has the Johnny Cash song, and they sort of set it up as, there's no more room in hell. And like you mentioned, the little girl, the way it starts off and how she sort of serendipitously gets to the mall. There's even this phrase that you guys might not be familiar because you guys aren't sneakerheads like me, but in sneakerhead culture, there's this idea, and I don't know, maybe if it's just me and my friends, but there's this term called Mackay Pfeif'em. And so when you're gonna Mackay Pfeif your shoes, you're gonna do to your shoes what Mackay Pfeiffer did in that movie, and that's he wears this pair of all white Air Force Ones, I believe they are. And he's just wearing, I think they're actually like really dark blue jeans, but it looks like he's wearing all black with just white shoes. So if you have a pair of white shoes, you can Mackay Pfeif them and just wear all black. And then you just have the white shoes on. So you Mackay Pfeif them, right? And it comes from that fucking movie. Right? And so it's always this running joke between me and my friends. You got to Mackay Pfeif him, right? Because he wore it in that movie. So
and not a speck of blood on him.
Exactly. And first of all, and another thing too I liked is that actually he was like, was with some like Eastern European white
Bitch
girl.
was Russian.
Russian?
Russian.
So I like that too.
Russian.
They were making little me's, even though I'm not half Russian or anything
And
like that.
like you look at his character,
You are a deformed zombie baby though, dude.
but you look at his character, like he was doing everything in his power just to keep his family safe.
he still lost it
like
at the end though.
He lost it at the end, and he was a huge dick about it. But you have to sympathize with the guy because like his only focus was to keep his wife safe and keep his baby healthy.
When they got to the mall, I completely agree. When they got to the mall, just the way it was set up was perfect because it felt like a real mall now.
Yes.
Everything about it. And there was like, even though it was like probably I think it's one of the scariest zombie movies they've ever made. There's just some comedy in there when they're when they're playing the lounge version of fucking
Come on and get up and get down with the sickness.
yeah. And when they're like shooting them with the sniper rifles.
Yeah.
And then when they do that scene where the guys are like playing chess with each other,
Yeah.
and then they go over to try to save them and everything, it's just, and then they have to go down. It's just so intense.
Yeah.
And then when they make the van that you mentioned, but then when they actually get to the water, it's amazing.
Yeah.
They go out in the water, they see that head there, and then when they get to the thing, it's just a bunch of zombies there.
Yeah.
It's just
They get to that
fucking
island.
perfect.
They're like, all right, we're safe, we're
Yeah.
safe, and all of a sudden it's just like
a horde of
get
them.
back to the boat, back to the boat, back to the boat. It's like, well, where are you gonna go now?
And that's the great thing, they don't
And then-
tell you.
And then that's when the movie ends.
Yes, it's just a perfect. It really is to me a perfect zombie movie, and like Devo mentioned before, we saw this movie at in a mall, at a theater in the mall, and we saw the last showing of the day. So it was like a midnight showing.
It was.
And it was like probably like 6 of us or something like that, right?
It was us 3, and then our friend, I think Niaz was
Niaz was there, Maddie was there.
I
Yeah.
think there was a couple other,
At least 5.
yeah, at least 5. And you know, if anyone's been to obviously a lot of people have been to the theater at the mall, but if you've been at very end after the mall closes, the mall is still like open, but everything is like locked down and it's sort of dark-ish with like only the minimal amount of lighting. And when we come out of there, there's not even people that work there that
It's
were there.
empty.
It was literally
Yeah, it was empty.
And the funny thing is, we were literally the only people in that theater too.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
And to come out after that movie that takes place in a fucking mall
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was nuts.
was fucking scary,
Yeah.
honestly. And it made my memory of the movie even
much-
better.
yeah.
Just that
was
much more
perfect.
prolific. Because
Yeah.
I remember we get down the escalator, we stop, and we're looking around, and we're like, "Is this really happening right
This
now?"
can't be fucking real.
Yeah,
Right?
because we know that it's not a zombie apocalypse, but like, just what if we're the only people in this mall right now?
Yeah.
And like, what if we're the only humans outside of the mall? Like, it was weird.
It was a good
It
film.
was really a perfect experience to watch.
Yeah.
Basically a perfect zombie movie in my case,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
All right, my number 2, Shaun of the Dead.
Yes.
I love this movie so much because great comedy. It's a great representation of zombie. It pays great homage to the George Romero Night of the Living Dead zombies. And George Romero zombies are like, for me, the prototypical zombie.
Yes.
And this plays like on that, like all the beats they hit in this movie. It's like it's. I can only assume how like a British person would react in the whole zombie apocalypse, but even still, it's like, you know, like when your dickhead roommate becomes a zombie, it's like, oh, I'm just gonna leave him in there, and like, all right, it's time for us to go, you know, like that sort of stuff. It's like, it's from, and like
Simon
for
Pegg
us,
is a
like
genius.
he is a genius, and for us, it's like even like what are you gonna do if there's a zombie apocalypse? Well, let's go to the bar, you know, like that's where we're gonna go.
That's what I
That's
wanna
where
get.
we're gonna be safe, you know. It's like and there's a gun above. It's called the Winchester. There's a gun above there. It's everything about that movie. There's not one thing about Shaun of the Dead that I do not like.
Yeah. So my number 1 is Clint's number 2, and that's Dawn of the Dead 2004.
All right.
I absolutely love this film. You know, I've always been a zombie fan. Like, prior to, I guess, 2007 or 2008, because when it got too oversaturated.
Right.
But I think this film, other than them running too much, I believe, but like the film itself culminated into a perfect zombie apocalypse. And the way they portrayed it from the very beginning to where the main character she's a nurse, so she's in the hospital, and like they have these people, they're like, oh, they have this weird flu, and they're like, well, we don't know what's going on, and they think it's like an allergic reaction to a bee sting, and all these people they're like filling the hallways
Yeah.
with these unknown malady, right? And it turns out that it's the whatever the zombie thing, right? And it's like you know what it is, right? Because you're a zombie fan. You're like, this bitch is gonna be a fuck pretty soon here, right? And
proper fuck.
And then all of a sudden Ving Rhames shows up.
No.
When you mention him, he's so fucking awesome.
No,
in this
I know.
movie.
And the thing is though, and then everything seems normal, and her and her man are went to sleep. They had some sex, and then like this little kid knocks on the door.
Not even like knocks on the door. She's just standing.
She's
there.
just standing there, and they're like, "What's wrong?
So
What's
the guy's
wrong?"
like,
And
"Oh, hey."
she like bites the guy's neck.
Yeah.
And from there, it's non-stop hell for this woman.
When she's
Yeah.
driving around to get to where like she encounters, I believe Ving Rhames.
Yeah, it's like she has to run over a bunch of her like neighbors.
Remember
and
they
stuff.
Yeah,
show
so
the scene where
she
it's like,
peels out.
It's from like a
Bird eye view.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they show it like the person's driving and it crashes into the
gas station
and all
Yeah.
that.
blows up. Yeah.
It's fucking amazing, dude.
Yeah, stuff like that. And then like she ends up either crashing or running out of gas. And as she's like making her way up the highway or whatever, she runs into Ving Rhames. And
Yeah.
he's like, say something. And she's like, something.
Yeah,
He's about to blast her with a fucking shotty.
and then all this stuff has happened. Ving Rhames being a badass. You thought Ving Rhames like gets like cut, and they're like he kills a zombie in the fountain, and you're like, oh shit, Ving Rhames is gonna change because like the blood of the zombies in the fountain, his cuts in the fountain. We're like, crap, Ving Rhames is gonna change.
Yeah.
Ultimately, it doesn't happen. But what really made this movie for me was that there was this pregnant Eastern European chick that got impregnated by a mandingo.
Fucking. I was wondering if we would get through this session without some bullshit like that. And of course we did.
When he's 12 beers deep, no.
So anyway, by what's his face?
Mackay Pfeiffer.
Mackay Pfeiffer. So there's this whole thing where like he's trying to defend his wife because she's pregnant, right? And so in the back of my mind I was like, okay, this is the kid that's gonna save humanity because when a baby's inside the womb, it's like protected from infectants and other viruses. So I was like, all right, this baby is gonna save it.
Save what?
Save humanity.
Like
right?
it'd be like impervious to
no,
the
because it'll be a virus. I thought it was a virus. Ultimately, it wasn't a virus, and a zombie baby came out, and it was shocking. It was shocking to me.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I didn't expect. I thought it was, but like the moment
that was the first time we ever seen a zombie baby.
That's the first time I ever seen a zombie baby. Motherfucker like jumped out like a ghoulie.
And it wasn't out of the toilet.
Yeah, and it wasn't out of a toilet. It was out of a vagina.
Oh God!
So it was shocking to me. I mean,
but you know what the weird thing was?
Movie's a great movie.
Here's the other trippy thing about that scene too is that when she gave birth, she was a zombie.
She was a zombie. She was like trying to bite poor
Mackay Pfeiffer.
She was like,
that shit was intense.
and then of course towards the end, we already spoke about it. But
you know
like, but like at the end of the film, they showed like snippets of they were like video.
Oh, what they were doing later.
Yeah, they were like filming it on a old school fucking camcorder camera, and they're like, it was like. It would show like a picture of
cutting
of the dude, the asshole dude, fucking some bitch.
The asshole guy, by the way, I just want to give shout out to that guy. He's fucking awesome.
Yeah, he's the guy from
American
Modern Family.
One of the guys.
He's fucking so
yeah,
funny.
he's funny though. Yeah, and it's a great film. I love that film.
Yeah.
Go for it.
So good.
My number one, like this is basically my number one movie, and I really love the movie. But my number one, I actually think it's better than this, just because it's longer. Is just Walking Dead.
Okay.
I mean, we can go into it and this and that, but I just think it's like probably the greatest depiction, like the greatest like media depiction of the zombie world, of a zombie apocalypse. The only thing is that it's, in order for it to exist for so long, it really has to be about the people.
Yeah.
And so it's not really about zombies anymore. Like, I think that they have this quota where like you have to put like a one zombie kill in per episode or some shit like that. And if you don't, then like people get weirded out about it.
Yeah.
But really at this point, the way that the story is, you could really go like long periods of time without a single zombie even being seen. They just put it in there because it's just, that's the world that they live in. But it's almost like a throwaway thing now. It's not actually really part of the story, and I'm like, that's like the part that's really the reason why I still watch it, is because I'm interested in like Negan and I'm interested in these characters.
Yeah,
not the zombies. Even the killings. Like, okay, they come with new killings. It's fine and whatever. But I just think that the representation of a zombie apocalypse and like the depth that they go into it is deeper than any in any movies really anything has ever really done. But that's really only because it's longer than anything.
Yeah.
But I also find it interesting that you have this sort of resetting of the power structure of human society.
Yeah.
And because of that, you have these sort of like fringe groups that sort of do things that belie what we think now as Americans in Western culture is acceptable behavior. And so you get a lot of instances where characters are getting put in situations, like these situations where we're not going to ever encounter because like there's like cops and National Guard and like government and shit like that to prevent it from happening. But in this world, it's just not there. And I think that they can explore more like the depths of like the extremes of human emotions and the like situations that people get put in. So for me, it's not really about the zombies why I like it. It's more about the characters. But it is still, I think it's one of the best shows that people that I think has been made.
Okay.
Just in general. So
yeah. My number one zombie movie, the original Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah.
Like, to me, that is the prototypical zombie movie. You've got all the best aspects of the Night of the Living Dead. You've got human characters that realize where they're at, what they're doing, and the way that they just deal with the whole zombie thing in the mall, it's just hilarious. And like, they're using the mall to survive. Yeah. So like, they're in the mall, they're using all the food in the mall, they're getting, they're reloading the weapons in the mall. Like, they use the mall to survive. And it's just, to me, like, that is the best representation of happiness in the zombie apocalypse.
And it's crazy because I don't know if I know you watch it, obviously. Like they're like the three survivors. They find a room, like it's like a surveillance room or something. I don't know what it was. It's like right next to
a security room.
Yeah, it's a security room, and they instead of like where the door is, they actually like board it up and make it look like a wall.
Yeah.
So that no one, even if humans came up,
they wouldn't know.
They wouldn't know, right? Yeah. And I mean, ultimately, that's it, because you're not only afraid of the zombies, but in reality, it's the humans, the beasts that the Walking Dead bring up. It's like these humans that obviously don't care about either undead or humans. Zombies are humans, and
they're the real monsters.
And they're the real monsters, and that's a great movie. I absolutely love it. That's a great movie.
So good.
So, do we have time to go into the games too, or should we?
We can do a third.
Okay, we'll do a third one.
Right.
So let's finish this one up by deciding on what our top 5 movies, consensus top 5 movies are.